We will move right along now to the Superintendent Spotlight, where it's 3.01, Mrs. Kim McFarland, Roberts Elementary School Principal.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, Miss Wills. You ready? Okay. All right. I'm excited to be here. I'm a little nervous, and I was talking to my husband on the way here, and he said, just pretend like all the people on the school board are your Roberts Red Foxes. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But I did want to touch base, explain to you all what I think is so special about Roberts. In addition to the wonderful children that we have and the great parents that we have and the excellent teachers and support staff, we have a very large sense of community. And I think that's what makes us extremely special. And we do focus on that partnership between our parents and our students and our faculty and staff members by encouraging our parents to be on our campus a lot. And one of the ways that we do that is, and Ms. Wells, you can go, oh, you got it, good. One of the ways that we do that is we have a lot of free events for our families. And so I'm going to run down a list real quickly of some of those, and then I'm going to touch on the one that you can see appearing on the screen right now. In the fall, we have what's called Foxes Under the Stars. We have a free movie night for all of our families to come out. We have a large screen out on the field, and everyone has popcorn and hot chocolate and water and whatever, and we just all sit on blankets and watch movies together. We have a father-daughter dance in February that is free to everyone who attends. We have a mother-son skate night coming up this Saturday evening. We have a field day, which most schools have. During the day, we have a lot of joint partnerships between parents and Titus and other activity clubs in town that we participate with those. We have a manners luncheon in fourth grade, which I think is absolutely amazing, where we teach our fourth graders about manners, how to set a table, how to escort ladies to their tables, how to be served properly at a restaurant, how to order, how to be respectful. It's wonderful. And then we also have a 5K fun run that we had called the Foxtrot, and we now named it the Trent Trot after a student of ours that passed away this year. But recently we had what we call the Science Family Night, and we had one last year, and this was our second annual Family Science Fun Night. And we used this event to really encourage our families to think about science inquiry as fun. And it was amazing. So we changed our science, a lot of schools we do science fair. So this year we moved into what's called the Science Olympiad, which some elementary schools are participating in now. And it's where classrooms have competitions within their classrooms involving science inquiry activities. So one example was that children had a block of Legos, 3 different colors. They had to sit down and describe how those Legos were put together. Then someone else came along 5 minutes later with just the directions, with the Legos all separated, and had to figure out from reading the directions how to put them together correctly. It sounds like such a simple task, but it's not, because a lot of children will just say, put the yellow, put the red, put the blue, put the yellow, and then you don't have really the pattern of how to even put them together. So a lot of cooperative teamwork went into the Science Olympiad, a lot of competitions within the grade levels, and then we had a competition school-wide, and then that evening we had parents come. So we had over 200 children come for the event, which was so exciting to me, and they all had all of their parents with them. So at the event, the parents came in the door. They had a sheet that they had to complete, and it had 12 activities on it, and they had to participate in those activities with their parent, which was really exciting to see. So there was one where they had, and you'll see some of the slides up here, where they had to take paper, roll it into a tube, and make it where it would actually stand. Now, it has some competitive fathers in the room, which was exciting to see because, every father wanted this to work. And some dads were able to get it to work and some dads were not able to get it to work. They had 12 activities that they went to. They were all based on science inquiry investigations. They had a sheet that they had to stamp at each one of those science activities. After 5 stamps, they did get to get a snow cone because there has to be a treat somewhere involved in an event. But the parents had a great time. The children had a great time. We had science teachers from the district come. We had science representatives from C2C and Science on the Move through FSU, and these are the results, and it was quite exciting. It was nice to see a cafeteria and a courtyard full of parents playing with their children, learning about science. So I think that when I think about what makes Roberts an incredible place and putting a spotlight on it, I really do look at our sense of community, how we involve our families, how we pull our children into having fun at learning, enjoying all those great skills that they're learning every day, but also having their parents involved in that. So I want you to, when we have it next year, come out and see what it's like, enjoy it, see if you too can process some of these activities. When you look at this one right here, there were 3 different formats that cars were able to roll on, and then they measured the distance as to which car went the furthest based on whatever material was on the board. And it was funny to watch because on the far right-hand side was sandpaper. And the children and the fathers and the mothers would push it, trying to push it to go down that thing. And we're like, yeah, that's not the task. You're supposed to let it fly on its own. But there you'll see one of the charts that they were completing together with their parents, and then having a great time. We had the book fair at the same time. We had a pizza sales night just for science materials. So any of the proceeds that were earned, we'll be providing more materials to continue with our projects. That's what I have. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Very good, very good.
Superintendent, no, Mrs. Superintendent has.
Okay, Mrs. Superintendent Pons.
Thank you, Mr. McFarland. You do a great job as Principal Roberts.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it's a special place to be, and I know you love it. And again, just thank you for your leadership and for what you're doing. It's one of the highest performing elementary schools in the state. We appreciate it. And
Thank you.
Recognize the parent support that they have there and what you've done with your leadership.
Thank you. Thanks.
I guess,
Mr. Cropper.
I guess the moral to the story is that we need more women scientists, because if the women were trying to get the tubes to stand up and the fathers were sitting in the background, maybe that would work a little bit better.
Yeah, true. That's probably
Good job.
true.
Thank you for
Thank
involving the parents.
It's a good job in science and being a science major. I really like the part where the directions, when the students put the apparatus together, and then later on the direction was followed. Well, that's today with technology, with these iPhones and different phones, following directions. You cannot use a new apparatus today if you don't do the directions first. So directions are so important. Thank you for what you do for science
Oh, you're
as
welcome.
well.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.